Hey, everybody, welcome back. We've got a wonderful, wonderful man today, a longtime spa guy. He says he's a good friend of mine. Say hi to John Morris from Sundara Inn and Spa. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Allan, and good morning, Spa Industry Association.
Yeah, well, look at, whether we're taping or not taping, it's always fun being together. So I wish we were doing it at shows, but what do you think about shows? Are they coming back or what?
Well, I hope so.
Me too.
We just did a virtual show with We Work Well, and that went okay, very well organized. Monica does a great job, but much like the spa industry, it's the human interaction that really makes the difference.
Well, as I've said before, we ask people to come into our offices and get naked, and then we're going to work on their body. So we are a industry that is used to being physically and mentally connected. And my team does 50 trade shows a year. I love being at trade events. It's where we not only keep our relationship solid, but we get business done.
Absolutely, absolutely. And ideas get germinated there that come to sprout a year or two afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I know they're coming back. I hope it's later this year. If not, it'll be earlier in the spring, but let's just hope things roll forward. So let's get started. You've been open 2 weeks now. Go ahead and give us a conversation about the last couple of weeks.
Right. Just as an operator, I am the general manager of the hotel, but I'm very hands-on with the spa. We're a boutique destination. We have 37 overnight rooms, but a large spa component. We have 28 treatment rooms. 80,000 square feet. We opened on Thursday, May 28th. A week or two before is very hectic because you're looking at the great unknown, exactly how the consumers are going to be reacting when they get in there. Will there be any governmental changes? And also, working with the concerns of your associates. I am here to report it's been an unqualified success on several fronts. Let me start with, first of all, we are a business. We're not a .org or a .com. Our reservations have been through the roof. Yesterday, we had 265 incoming phone calls. Our all-time record is 300. We are up to 2019 levels right now for the month of June. I was astounded. And I think it goes to underscore the point there is extreme pent-up demand with the consumer to get out, to begin interacting in an environment they think is safe, and something they want to do, and they miss the human interaction. So I think the spa industry is very well positioned for the post-COVID-19 environment. But I'm very, very pleased with our business so far. Secondly, I think overall, I know myself personally, I think we overthought a lot of the protocols that would have to go in place. And as you get closer to the openings, you really understand what works and what is overkill. And I'll be happy to go into detail about, the changes that we've made to our protocols and what we initially thought we were going to have to do and what we're actually doing.
John, and I know from your experience in the different properties that you've opened, you have a very good grip on it. So a couple things that I get asked all the time because of, it's not only email, our phone has been ringing off the hook as well. So we'll just do some quick answer questions if we can, all right? Did staff all come back?
About 90%.
Good. Did some of them say they were afraid or they just didn't feel like coming back to work?
There was a little bit of both. There were some that had genuine health concerns. We worked with them. Some we were able to give a little bit more time to think it out. We'd invite them to come in, look at the environment, and make their own decisions. We totally understand. But again, quite frankly, that's a decision they have to make because there are unemployment implications when they do that. If they do not accept work to come back, they're not eligible for unemployment.
Well, John, with 30 million unemployed, I'm not clear why you would suffer taking a chance that your job isn't available, right? So, but remember, the thinking is different for everyone in our industry.
Absolutely.
Give me the highlights of the sanitation: masks, gloves, who wears them, guest requirement.
One of the things that's so important is we have a concierge positioned right at the front door of our lobby for both the hotel and the spa. So when the guest walks in, we inform, we educate, and we direct. We don't police, but we offer them, we show them where the hand sanitizer is, we have disposable masks, and we ask to take their temperature. 100% of the guests have accepted that we take their temperature. It makes our associates feel better and also reassures their fellow guests that we are screening in that regard. We have not had one person test over 100.4 Fahrenheit, incidentally. And then we tell them about the changes that have been made with the locker rooms and the various areas around the spa. So it's important they know what they're getting into.
In your facility, are both aesthetics and bodywork open?
Absolutely. Everything is open, Allan. Massage, body treatments, aesthetics, and nails.
If you come in for a massage, is the therapist wearing a mask, gloves, what?
Yeah. Every one of our associates has a mask. The service providers, the therapists, we've given them the N95 respirator mask from 3M, and they also have a pair of goggles. So when they're up close and personal with the guest, either in the treatment room or the salon, that is the protective personal equipment that they're wearing.
Got it. What about the, are there extended times between treatments for like cleansing process? How are you managing that?
That is a really good question. And that was a lot of buzz. I was networking around the industry prior to our opening. And the initial thought was we take a half hour between treatments. Then we tested it out with our leads, what the protocols need to be. We saw that we didn't need a half hour between treatments. And then we got it down to between 10 and 15. And now, Allan, I'm here to report we're back to 10 minutes between treatments. So that was one of the areas of overkill. The actual disinfecting of the room and the sanitation, it's not as long a process as originally was thought.
Got it. John, you used to have those organic male pumps in the men's room. What does that look like with sample products or things to use now?
Yeah, we did remove all our testers. So
you remove all that stuff.
Yes, all that is gone. There are little sample packets that we can offer to a guest, but the era of the testers is in hiatus, at least for now.
What if they were airless pump testers? Would that make a difference, or do we not know yet?
It might possibly. We have a director of risk management. We're trying to follow all the CDC guidelines as well as the state of Wisconsin.
John, have you held the pricing on treatments? Has it gone up? What?
We did offer a discount. We did offer some discounted value. The economy's been in tough shape and a lot of the consumers are hurting. So we did some promotions for the month of June.
Got it. Have you taken any particular treatments off the menu or expanded with different types of treatments that are more hands-free?
We have not. We have not reduced our menu. We did condense our hours a little bit, give us a little bit more time to get ready in the mornings and condense it at night. Normally we're open at 9 o'clock for treatments. We shortened it to 7 p.m. But we're about to expand back because the demand is there.
Yeah, as you know, Kathy and I have been to your facility and stayed there and loved it and look forward to coming back again. And you have a marvelous retail area up front. What's changed with retail, clients touching products, cleansing, etc.?
Right. Just a few changes there. Number one, all sales are finals. We cannot accept returns. And if someone tries on apparel, we do have to pull it from the shelves for 72 hours before we can put it back on. But we do have signs in the retail area about social distancing. And of course, we do, disinfect that area. But Allan, to a question you asked earlier about the kind of the overall sanitation, it's constant cleanliness and spraying. We have added some additional door handles to the doors where people can actually open them with their forearms as opposed to their hands. But one of the things we did is kind of unique. We disinfected the entire building with a spray about a week to 10 days before we open. And then there's a product out there called BioProtect, where we totally coat it every inch of the spa. This puts a residue out. If the COVID-19 virus lands on that, it kills it within seconds. And this residue is good for 90 days, and then we will reapply it. It's pricey, $500 per gallon, but we felt it was worth it in terms of assuring our guests and our associates of the cleanliness that we were taking.
I had a couple of my friends ask about going to get a massage. I said, anywhere you go, it's probably cleaner now than it. And sanitation was always important in our industry, but now I think it's elevated another level for sanitation.
I could not agree more. You know, slight changes with the treatment tables. We have pulled the table warmers. We purchased more blankets, so they're, you know, alternated out after each service. We do have a cover on the table, so when we spray it, plastic, so it's protected. We have investigated certain sprays, and we found a pH neutral disinfectant spray that is not harmful to fabrics and furnishings. So, you know, we're learning as we're going along. We're doing things differently after week one than we did when we opened. It's a constant learning process.
John, I have two more questions. Are you accepting cash, or is everything Apple Pay or prepay, or how are you managing that part?
We are accepting cash. Very little of our transactions occur in cash. We, you know, have installed plexiglass shields at the front desk, and you know, we constantly spray down the keypads and things of that nature.
Okay, last question, and frankly, I think it's the biggest question. The revenue model for most spa facilities hasn't been to operate at 25 or 50 or 75% to make net pre-tax profits, because that's how you keep your job and I keep my job. What has changed in the financial picture that says we can get back to profitability?
Well, there's going to be some additional expenses. That's understood. And I'm actually waiting for the first month's P&L to come out to see, you know, with the sprays and with the paper goods in our restaurants, because of a lot more to go. Our restaurants are open and we spread out the tables and we have outdoor dining, but a lot more people are opting with the to-go orders. So I need a little bit more time to see about the bottom line, but the demand is there. Quite frankly, we are well positioned because we are a drive-in destination and we're not contingent on large groups and meetings. I do believe that some properties that are very dependent on large conventions and weddings, it's going to be a little slower process to get back to 2019 levels. Those that are not will have a quicker recovery.
Well, look, as you know, I connected you to my friends Mike and Miriam, who come down from Minneapolis all the time and go, we need to know somebody at Sundara, so we know people are, and you better be nice to them when they call you.
Well, you know, Allan, the one thing I just want to stress is when our guests come in, and I'm sure other people are finding this that they're opening, is there is just so much stress going on in the world. You've got a combination of the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918, with the Great Depression, with the social unrest of the 1960s, all culminating in the last 2 or 3 months. So when our guests walk in the door, I can see it. They close their eyes, they take a deep breath, they lay in the pool water, they're laying in the lounge chairs, and they're just here to disconnect. I mean, that is what the spa industry is here to.
Last question, John. How do you manage the amenities like the pool and the steam room, et cetera?
Yeah, they're open. We did a lot of research. Steam room is open. We do socially distance in the steam room. The pools with the chlorine, and COVID-19 is not a virus that lives in the water. In the lounge areas, we placed little signs out. This lounge chair is reserved for social distancing, and we've set up some partitions. So all of the above, and people are really observant of it.
Well, and we know we're still learning. Just if you saw it yesterday, WHO or WHO shows me they don't know what they're talking about either. All of a sudden they came out and said, yeah, asymptomatic doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Well, you've been telling us for months, you know, asymptomatic people. So you sound like you have a good grip on it. I like your thought process on don't overdo, but don't overdo as well.
Well, absolutely. And the other thing, the WHO about a week or so about the whole lifespan of the virus on a surface. I mean, it is constantly evolving, and you know, the definition of intelligence is the ability to adapt. I fall short in that sometimes, but I'm doing my best.
John Morris, Sundara Inn and Spa. I love you, brother. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you for spending time with us today.
Thank you. And I'm just here to say there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we will survive and thrive.
All good. Thank you so much, John.
My pleasure.